Okay, I know what you want to ask. Jess, why are you wearing a scuba diving outfit with ping pong balls all over it? Actually, this is a motion capture suit. Have you ever seen a movie or a TV show with a talking ape or some crazy alien with 4 eyes and 3 nostrils? Some really smart people use computers to create that stuff while an actual human being acts it out wearing something like this. The folks here at the lab have been working on motion capture effects, and I convinced them to let me be the first one to try the suit out. When it comes to movies and special effects, I'm an expert. Just a few clicks of the keys and I am transformed from Jess, computer lab assistant, to an ape lost in the jungles of the Amazon! Pretty cool, huh? I looked like an ape, didn't I? I can also be an alien from the planet Mercury, zooming through space in his interstellar cruiser. There's still an hotel. We'll have to go into hyperwarp. I know, I'm amazing. Let me watch some of that footage back. There's still an hotel. We'll have to go into hyperwarp. Bunnies? Well, that's not right. So when I said I was an expert at this stuff, I may have bent the truth a little. It seems like a good time to talk about honesty. Honesty is choosing to be truthful in whatever you say and do. And in today's story, someone chooses not to be truthful, and he pays the ultimate price.
The Bible isn't just a book of random stories. It's 66 different books that come together to tell one story. An incredible one about God's love for us. And now for an amazing story. Inspired by the Book of Esther. Chapters 3 to 9.
King Xerxes was the most powerful man in all of Persia. His commands were the law of the land. Soon after he became king, he threw a party for his most important officials with food and merriment for all.
Release the crackers! Bring on the roasted oxen!
It was one wild festival until the king gave an order.
Tell Queen Vashti to come here.
And the queen said,
No.
Xerxes was so angry he banished Vashti and chose a new queen, a girl named Esther. Though Xerxes didn't know it, Esther and her cousin Mordecai were Jews. Like many of God's people, they had been captured and forced to leave their homes and live in another land.
Don't tell anyone about your family or where you come from.
I won't, cousin.
Just as Xerxes had chosen a new queen on a whim, he liked to move his officials around as though they were chess pieces. One day he promoted a man named Haman to second command of the entire kingdom.
Yeah, I'm a pretty big deal.
Everyone must get down on their knees before Haman.
You hear that? Get down before me, you dogs.
So everyone obeyed and bowed to Haman. Everyone, that is, except Mordecai, who often sat at the palace gate.
Make him bow.
The royal officials tried to make Mordecai obey the king's command, but still, Mordecai refused to bow.
No fair, no fair, no fair.
He's a Jew, you know. They're not like us.
A Jew, huh?
Haman snapped out of his temper tantrum. Instead, he hatched a terrible plot and went to the king.
Your Majesty, there are certain people living here in your kingdom.
What people?
Foreigners. They're different from us. They do strange things.
Strange? Like what?
Well, they don't obey your laws. That's it.
That's it?
Well, you shouldn't put up with them.
Well, I shouldn't put up with them.
Send out an order that these Jews should all be destroyed on a certain day.
On a certain day. I'll do it.
You'll do it. Yes.
Xerxes sent the command throughout the land. He had no idea that his own queen, Esther, was also a Jew. And when Esther received the news of Haman's new law from Mordecai, she faced a difficult choice.
No one was allowed to see the king uninvited, but risking her life, she stepped into the throne room anyway. The king held up his scepter to show that she would not be punished.
What do you want, Queen Esther? I'll give you anything.
I'm preparing a special feast today. Please come and bring Haman.
When the king and Haman attended Esther's special feast, she didn't ask for the king's help. Instead, she asked both of them to return the next day for another feast. Haman left the festive meal in a rather good mood.
Well, well, well. Dinner with the queen 2 days in a row. Guess I'm really a big deal.
But as Haman passed through the palace gate, he saw Mordecai sitting there. And as usual, Mordecai refused to stand.
Ooh, that just burns me up.
Haman couldn't get it out of his mind, even as he bragged about his honors to his family and friends.
I'm rich. I'm the queen's favorite. I'm a super big deal. But I just can't enjoy how awesome I am while that Jew Mordecai is around. Then get rid of him. Get rid of him? I'll do it.
But even as Haman made plans to kill Mordecai, Xerxes had just discovered something amazing. Years earlier, Mordecai had stopped a plot to kill the king. When Haman arrived at the palace the next morning, the king immediately asked for his help.
What should be done for the man I want to honor?
That's me, of course. Put a royal robe on him and have him ride through the streets on your horse and have someone announce, "This is what is done for the man the king wants to honor."
Excellent. Go do it all for Mordecai.
Why, thank you. It's really... For Mordecai?
For Mordecai.
Humiliated, Haman was forced to lead the man he'd planned to kill through the streets on the king's horse.
This is what is done for the man the king wants to honor.
Haman stalked home afterward to complain to his family and friends. But he still had one triumph he could gloat over. Later that evening, he would dine again with the queen.
Come with us, sir. The feast is ready.
Once again, the king asked Esther,
What do you want? I'll give you anything.
Your Majesty, please let me and my people live. Someone is trying to destroy us.
Who has dared to do this?
Esther turned her gaze directly on Haman.
This man, Haman.
The king leapt to his feet, his face blazing with anger as Haman shrank back.
Unbelievable!
Hey, oh. Let's not overreact.
One of the king's officials stepped forward.
Your Majesty, it just so happens that Haman was trying to kill Mordecai. He has everything ready. Well, do away with Haman then.
That day, Haman was put to death. He had used lies to take revenge, and his dishonest words and actions cost him his life. But through the brave actions of Esther and Mordecai, God's people, the Jews, were saved.
So why do you lie? One reason is to make yourself look cool. I said I was an expert at special effects because I wanted to be the first one to try out the new suit. But instead of looking cool, I looked foolish. A lot of people lie to make themselves look better. We call it exaggeration. Once I caught a fish that was this big. There was a spider in my shoe that was bigger than my hand. I ate 27 pieces of pizza in one night. But if you've ever been caught telling one of those little lies, you know how foolish you can look. Haman chose not to be truthful because he wanted Mordecai to respect him. But did Haman get what he wanted? No, absolutely not. So here's the one thing to remember. When you lie to help yourself, you hurt yourself instead. When you're not truthful, you lose trust. You hurt others. You hurt yourself. It's easy to see why God wants us to be honest. I guess I need to tell my coworkers that I don't really know what I'm doing here. Unless you want to make a movie about bunnies in outer space or monkeys on the moon, then I'm your girl. Maybe this will fix it. That is not good.